Okay, so let's look at the caption we have because we have other sports, not just the Nations Cup, but let's look at another big sporting news because Anthony Joshua is going to be in action in 2024 in Saudi Arabia. And let's take a look at that caption, where he's going to fight and who's going to fight in 2024. So it's confirmed that AJ, Anthony Joshua, will fight in Ghana in Saudi Arabia in March. The question is, why is this fight not happening in Africa and why is it happening in Saudi Arabia?
Exactly, because this fight, I would like to believe that it is up to serious, but they need to be careful. Because this Nano Vika, he fought against Tyson Fury, one of the best puncher, and in fact, the best boxer we have in the world now. And we saw what he did to AJ, what he did to Tyson Fury. He had to drop it to the canvas. I think it was twice or once. He sent it to the canvas. It shows that Ngannou had that strength. And it reminds me of a George Foreman. Yeah, and for AJ, it's not that aggressive, but a little touch of aggressiveness in him.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from?
Like that said, this guy is really good.
Which guy? All right, thank you very much. So let's look at Polo. Well, that's the last caption we have because also something big is happening in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt Polo Club will keep having their Polo International Tournament later on this year. Let's take a listen to the press conference they had about their forthcoming Polo tournament.
2024 and also Nigeria.
Polo.
I'm here to pray to all the bears. Thank you. Ambassador Edward, can we talk about you? A lot of people are, you're like a mystery. Can you tell us about where you are?
Polo Club has come, when boarded, we have it at 250 by 200. Okay? So now, how many people can afford this space? That's the question. So basically, Polo is a game of affordability, but because we do not have that culture here, we are trying to take it to the public. But even in taking it to the public, you don't also add problems to them. So what we do is, here, God has given us the latitude of having two pitches. The main Polo pitch, which is where we hold very sacred, and this other part we call the practice pitch. So for the practice pitch is where we will now mentor the next generation. Alright, for example, I started horse riding at the age of 7. Until tomorrow, I am a horse rider. Alright, so and I play polo too. So what am I saying? If I understand where people are coming from, but the point is the child or the person also has to have the passion. So in building that passion, we will try as much as possible. For example, if you go to UST, the speed of the polo ball is about 80 kilometers per hour. So imagine that speed. So you really need space for the ball to travel, for people to enjoy the game, because it's a high-paced game. The horsemanship, all of those things are very essential in the game. You must be a good rider, to control the horse so you don't run into the next person. Because basically, the game of polo is premised on safety. So everything about the rules, about the game, which is maybe subsequently I'll explain what the rules entail, is about safety. So even for the spectator, so you cannot be watching a game and then I strike a ball to your face, and then at that point in time you'll be like, I saw this game. No, I don't get plan to follow these people.
So the tournament will take place from the 14th of January to the 20th. So it's going to be 1 week long activity of polo and of course entertainment, not forgetting entertainment. So polo, which is the king of sports, are going to be hosting one of the finest tournaments in the country in January, and from the 14th to the 20th of January 2024. And we want to appeal to all members of the press to give us that publicity which we require to get down to as far as possible to ensure that this tournament is a major success, which we operate will be anyway. So for us, yes, it's a mixture of the Port Harcourt Polo Club committee as well as the tournament committee members. So here amongst us here, we have the president of the club seated here as well, as was said, and of course the vice tournament chairman, Dr. Ike as well, and the treasurer and the bar committee member. So the theme for this year's tournament is bonding beyond challenges. Bonding beyond challenges. So we all know the state of the country at the moment, and we have our respective challenges, but we are going to rise above those challenges and make this tournament a major success. I think the team is quite apt for the tournament. So we expect quite a number of teams here in Port Harcourt, from all the in terms of from the north, south, east, west, everywhere. So we expect quite a number of teams. I will allow the president touch based on that. We've been to other tournaments as well in the course of the year of member clubs as well, and they will expect member clubs to be here. So quite a lot of teams will be here, and it's going to be a major tournament and quite exciting as well. So I think the whole essence of us being here is to give River State, of course, positive light first, and definitely from the north, south, east, west, everywhere. So we expect quite a number of teams. I will allow the president touch based on that. We've been to other tournaments as well in the course of the year of member clubs as well, and they will expect member clubs to be here. So quite a lot of teams will be here. And
Polo Club is one of the sports that maybe some person does not know it. You just have to put a little, put the ball on the floor. You use the horse. If you're not to help, you have to be a good rider, a horse rider, because you have to paddle the horse and use your swing and before you hit the ball to the popo. So it's a good one. It's a good one. This is not just the first edition. It has been happening, and those organizing it, it shows that we have a lot of sports that we can venture apart from football, the racket game, although we say football unites the world, but other sports like this. In Europe, there are some, even in Olympics too, we saw something like this, so they play games like this. So maybe.
Polo is actually a sport.
It's a sport. It's a sport. So the federation and the Polo Club should also look at handling this kind of sport, and maybe come here, pick one or two players, nurture them that can represent us in the country coming for the Olympic Games.
Well, listen, coming up in GRE in Port Harcourt here, and access is free. Polo in Port Harcourt, they call it the King's Game.
Of course, it is a King's Game because let me say it's rare, so to say in quotes, but it's for elites, so to say, because of the involvement. It's not just anybody getting in there, it's for the top class. But however, we need to advertise again, let people know, let people come in, because the more the merrier. So the more you get people in, like he said, you sponsor some guys, let them come up. Because if polo is as popular as sport as football or athletes, wow, it will do so much.
Okay, so we'll move back to Afcon, and this time around, the question is who your favorite team? Let's hear from you. Who do you think is going to win this year's African Cup of Nations? Before we move to that one, okay, before we go for a musical break, let me ask Bright. You've not told us who are your favorites. I know it's difficult to point one team, but give me like 3 or 4 favorites.
One of my favorites is I'll go with Ghana.
Why do you keep calling Ghana?
I'll go Ghana because I'm seeing the seriousness from Ghana, right from their training and the way they select their teams. And by the way, his name, Milan Sigas, doesn't never play for Rebetis, for Club Afcon and Real Madrid. We don't want to even hear his name. And the way they select their players, they merit it. Players that has the African blood running in them, and they will go for Morocco too with a little touch of Egypt. Really, a little touch of Egypt. You're not talking about Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire. Yes. Even South Africa and Nigeria. Nobody talking about South Africa and Nigeria. Or Cameroon. No, you can call it Nigeria because my top 3, my top 4, Nigeria will not meant to be my top 4. See, let's hear from you. Your top 4.
All right, Cote d'Ivoire. I have Senegal. I have Cameroon and Egypt.
All right. Okay. No Super Eagles. No Super Eagles. All right. Okay. Fine. We'll talk about this one. Let's go for that musical break again, the Afcon break, and when we come back, we'll listen to one of our friends, Bobedi. He talked about his favorite for the Nations Cup.